It is the Riot Podcast. Good Thursday to you. Today we didn't talk about this on the show, but I wanted to bring up the NFL draft.
Oh, that's right. We were supposed to.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely recap the first round tomorrow, obviously. But Isaiah, what do you think, what is the best part of the draft to you?
See, the best part of the draft for me is whenever the Browns get to pick.
Which is not today.
Not today. They don't have a first-round pick, unfortunately, which makes the draft so much less interesting to me. Usually the draft for the Browns was like the Super Bowl because we were always so bad. So we had like one of the top picks every year. And the draft was like, oh my gosh, the most hopeful part of the season. We're getting the new player, our savior, here he comes. And now we don't even have a pick in the first round. And so we're going to get like a second rounder. So it's just not as exciting.
It should feel good, though, that you're so set you don't even feel your team needs a first round pick.
I don't want to sound stupid, but we won't learn if we don't ask. So for a draft, it is the season before the worst teams get a better pick.
Yep, yes. Exactly.
And so is that why some teams towards the end of a season, if they're not going to have a good season, they can sometimes throw things so that they get a better pick during this?
Yeah, there's actually some investigations going on about that very thing.
And so if you're drafted, then you wouldn't be as excited if you're like a first pick because the team's probably not the best you're going into.
You get paid. But you'd also get paid better if you get better contract details.
If you're going to be a star player or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
The higher you're paid, the higher you're picked, the more you're paid. But the higher you're picked, also the worse your team's going to be. So it's like one of those things.
And is that to balance things out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the NFL, more so than any other league, if you have the first pick, if you're a team picking first, there's a chance you can turn things around pretty quick. That doesn't exactly always work because the Giants and Jets are always picking early. It hasn't worked for them.
But at least you're on a team compared to maybe if someone doesn't get picked.
Sure.
Yes.
So you're getting
100%.
in, and then you can always work it out later.
And hey, you're competitive, right?
Yeah.
So you don't get to be the first pick in the draft without being competitive. So you want to take that team and you want to turn them around. So I like the draft because everybody gets to have hope.
Well, they're saying Baker Mayfield should go to Seattle.
Yeah, baby.
You're up for that?
I'm down for a trade. I know this is like the time since the draft is going on that if Baker's going to get traded, it's either going to happen during the draft or just after it, probably. So the next couple of days, even though the Browns don't have a first overall pick or a first round pick, they should probably be in the news a little bit to see if they can move Baker to somebody else.
Be in the mix.
Some use the term unload.
Yes, unload. There you go. We need to unload Baker to somewhere else.
What do you call it? Foist? They need to foist him up.
Yes.
Well, we'll have more talk about it tomorrow if there is any news today. If not, I'm sure over the weekend.
Yeah. One of the other things we talked about during the show, and this is more of a question for you guys, where would you guys rank Coke among your favorite pops? Is it one of your towards the top, towards the bottom?
Well, first off, soda. And
yes,
second
of course.
all,
that's why I said you say soda?
You said pop.
Pop, yeah.
No one says pop.
What are you talking about? You say pop, don't you?
No,
I do
You guys
not.
both say soda. You guys are searching for attention with something like that.
What are you
soda,
talking
you're
about?
out of your mind. Nobody said soda.
Oh,
Jeezy.
It's reverse. You just don't see it. Everybody says soda. If you're saying pop, that's the weird one.
You think so?
Pop is so regional.
I've
Absolutely.
never heard someone say soda being serious.
Oh, yeah.
Around what? That's
You probably
crazy.
call the vacuum a sweeper too, don't you?
What? No, I call it a vacuum.
Okay, thank
Vacuum,
goodness.
okay, good.
That's the one that gets me.
What do you call the thing that you wear on your head? Like
A hat.
What about like a toboggan?
A beanie.
A toboggan?
Oh man, you guys are so
That's the
uncultured.
thing. That's like a sled.
Yes, it's
No,
also a beanie.
It is
No,
also
that's a toque.
Whoa!
Hey, you're Canadian showing, okay?
Yeah,
Put it
right.
back.
Yeah, but if I was truly Canadian, I would call it pop.
Yeah,
also,
sure.
So
Yeah, so it's pop. Besides the point, dude, where do you guys rank Coke at?
I love it.
It's pretty high.
Diet Coke.
Like up there. See, I would probably put it like second or third.
Yeah, it's on the Mount.
top.
It's on the Mount Rushmore,
Like
right?
I've got root beer obviously at number one, as we probably all do in the
Which
room.
brand?
Oh, good question. There's a couple different ones. I mean, obviously Mug is up there. Barks, another
Really?
great one.
Mug?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Mug is near the bottom.
Really? What about A&W is near the bottom for me?
Oh no, A&W and Barks are the top
Hey,
two,
we
can
but they're
agree
for
on
different
Barks.
things.
Okay, anytime you guys get passionate about something, why don't we save it for the show tomorrow? Because it feels like
We can't just have a whole show of Isaiah and I debating root beer. here.
Oh, yeah, we can. Oh, no,
We've done much less entertaining things on this show.
I think you could tomorrow have people just rank their sodas.
Rank their sodas, your top 3.
And
We'll
then
save the rest of the list.
We can argue the rest outside of that.
Sounds good.
So, we talked about that. We also talked about a man who made his way to the urinal only to be stabbed in the buttocks.
Uh-huh.
And that was an interesting segment because Hudson started off, and when he started the segment, he said, Isaiah, you've used a urinal before. I said, I've used a urinal a time or two. And it was just interesting to hear how we were able to make our way off of the urinal topic of someone being stabbed and just how do we use a urinal.
Well, it is weird because anytime you walk past the men's restrooms first and then the women's is closer to our break room. So whenever someone's in there and you hear like it flush, it's like, whoosh.
It's incredible.
Gotta have a lot of power behind it.
It does. For only having urine going down, nothing else.
It really feels like it'd just be literally a trap door, but instead it has to wash things down. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I walk faster when I walk.
Nikki's a little kick in her step there.
Get hit by the splashback.
Oh, no. I'm like, what's going on in there?
Yeah, so we talked urinal talk, which is always riveting.
I had a quick theory on that story. So it's I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but it's a woman that stabs a guy standing at a urinal in a bar.
I think you spoiled it.
And, well, I don't want to spoil the whole take on it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
the
we
thing
did have a strong
one of the
take.
things was we don't know. The guy that gets stabbed does not know who the woman is. He's never met her before. I was thinking, what if, so like nobody knows why she did it. What if she thought he was somebody else? From behind, what if
she recognized that butt?
His butt, looks like another butt.
I bet you, not to just say that, in a bar, guys can be this way, but what if he was slimy and like he hit on her and she didn't like that?
Oh, yeah, so then he would say he didn't know her, wouldn't he?
Maybe like spilled a drink on her. There's a lot of things that could have happened there.
But we'll hear...
But you'll hear more urinal talk if you stick around.
Moving on or
You're
whatever.
in for a treat.
Yeah, you are.
Well, enjoy the podcast today. There's lots more. Is it good? Is it great? Is it bad? Oh, you get to experience it. So don't forget to say hi at RadioU Riot on Facebook or text us anytime at 877-2-RADIO-U. So maybe you can make the next podcast.
You'll hear from us then.
Bye.
Guys.
There's no fresh by date because it was spoiled when they made it. Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
That means we're back on.
We're talking about Elon Musk. If I mention the Twitter, it's Elon Musk time.
I do love how it seems like everybody, like if you see the numbers for a lot of people, for Twitter users, their followers have gone up so much.
Yeah?
And people are like, well, either they're, going back to Twitter now. Maybe they took a break or no one else knows what's happening.
Yeah. Who
Controversy.
Who knows? But I have seen, obviously, there's been a lot of news since Elon Musk has officially made the agreement. I don't think the purchase has taken place yet, but he is going to be buying Twitter.
You mean the early pay?
Yeah, right. I don't think it's transferred over yet.
We love early pay here.
I did see that there's one of the news things is that there's a bunch of rules that Elon Musk has to follow and I'm sure there is a bunch that like on the Twitter side of things they have to follow as well as the deal gets finalized and goes through and everything like that. So there's a bunch of stuff Elon Musk can't say or tweet or whatever, but apparently not included in that is he can tweet out what he did yesterday. He says, next I'm going to buy Coca-Cola to put the cocaine back in.
I mean, it works as a tweet.
Yeah.
Is it the funniest? No. But is it like, it's not appropriate? It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's clearly a joke, but in a way, like if you think about if you're applying that to him buying Twitter, that's a weird thing to say because you're making it like, obviously you would never put cocaine back in Coke. That'd be ridiculous. And so it's like, what is he putting back in Twitter?
He's putting the tweets back
feeling
in
it like an
Twitter.
analogy. But he did say, let's make Twitter maximum fun. So maybe with the cocaine. But it's just weird to me that Elon Musk, right? Like he's the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
He, for all of his everything about him, he's still like a pretty intelligent, brilliant guy, you would have to say.
Very intelligent.
And he's done a whole lot to help, it seems, mankind continue on, whether it's between the Tesla stuff, where, doesn't mean everything has been a success. But with Tesla and with SpaceX trying to get like a colony started on Mars one day, like that's important stuff. You could look at it that way.
Yeah.
And for all of that, and then like if you're somebody like that, you're not supposed to tweet out stupid stuff like I'm gonna buy Coca-Cola to put the cocaine back
No,
in.
actually, you are. You're 100% that type of person.
Stupid. I mean, intelligent, like rich people are supposed to be terrible in other ways, not in like stupid, weird ways.
Well, then you haven't seen all of his other tweets.
I know, but
he's
that's
known
him.
for that.
But that's not with all the other weird, rich. I mean, like. That's not what Jeff Bezos is doing.
Well,
he's weird in other ways.
I know, exactly. I'd rather have the weird Twitter way.
I guess it's a better thing
than the other one. Actually, what some of it was is a lot of Twitter users were encouraging him to buy something to put something back into it.
Okay.
So some of it just came from people being fun with that. So they said, oh, you should buy Fox to get another season of Firefly, which was this old TV show. And so he was just responding to a lot of those.
Isn't that the one with the guy that we don't like anymore? Is it Joss Whedon?
I don't remember. I can only remember some of the actors from it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of the ones they always want to bring back. I don't even know anything about it.
I think it's safer to just not like anybody.
Yeah, right. There's probably somebody in that show we don't
That
like.
way you're not
somebody
disappointed.
involved.
So some of it was for that reason.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's just a weird thing, like again, the super billionaire that's buying up all stuff and trying to send people to Mars. He's not supposed to be egged on by his adoring public.
We would say rate and review the podcast. But let's be honest, that would probably hurt more than help. The Worst of the Riot podcast.
The land of Netherlands.
Yes.
They are having a problem with organized fights going down.
What was the old movie Fight Club?
Fight Club.
Yeah.
It's 100% like Fight Club. Where they are having organized fights. But what was the first rule of Fight Club?
You're not supposed to tell anybody about it.
Yeah, so like keep it private. That is not what they're doing with these organized fights in the Netherlands, where they say they are getting to be in more and more public spaces where people are just can watch it go down. It's not for spectators. It's just people are meeting up, planning a fight ahead of time, and then duking it out. They say a lot of it is chalked up to fans of different, they say football, but soccer. The soccer team fans are like meeting up
They're
and
the ones
fighting.
to do it?
Yeah. So I don't know. That's a crazy culture to me. That you're so passionate about I love my teams. But am I going to fight Isaiah? You want to do an organized fight?
Oh, I'd love to do
Browns
an
versus
organized fight.
Packers.
Well,
A
next
RadioU
time.
sponsored fight.
Hang on. Next time you guys do for the draft tonight,
Yes.
I'm just going to step outside and we'll just let music play.
Yeah.
But of
can
course,
just
we'll
fight.
stream it at RadioU Riot on Facebook and YouTube.
We'll take it out in the streets is what we'll do.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of goes like, was it yesterday we talked about the Ice Wars, the
hockey,
older
yeah.
hockey
Yeah,
players who get together and hit on each other for a bit. If they want to. I don't know why they want to.
Sometimes if it's pre-agreed upon the fights, right? If you I guess the problem is they're just doing it out in the street for everyone to see.
They said they started to fight in more agreed remote areas, but now that is being, now they just don't want to go out that far. So now they're just doing it in residential areas, evening entertainment venues, just more places where people are.
Dang. If we did set up a RadioU fight, who would win?
Of me and you?
What if JR and
Add everybody else in.
JR and Nene?
Sydney at her end.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We would
wants
never
me
fight a
in?
girl. We would not fight a girl. Come
Nikki,
on.
we could never hit you.
It would be you, and Lex can't be in because pregnant. So
about
it's you
I-
against Sydney,
how
and then
about
the four of us guys can fight.
I'll just tag in Eric and he
Yeah,
can just take over
okay.
my
Well,
spot.
I don't really know if we want
add
Eric to
Eric
play.
in,
I don't want
JR's pretty
Eric to
big.
Him and Eric can fight, and
Yeah,
then
I
everybody
don't-
else can just,
Watch
Yeah.
from a safe distance.
You can collect the money as we charge for the views.
I guess we might have to do it like they do in actual fighting. We have to do it by weight class. To
Oh,
make
yeah?
it
Weight
fair.
classes.
Yeah. So
I was thinking tag team.
You and I would be in a pretty similar weight class.
Okay, similar weight class. I
Yeah.
thought you wanted to be my tag team partner,
No.
and I was going to have to respectfully decline.
Well,
No,
wait,
he
if you
wants to
want
fight
Nene?
you.
I feel like, I don't want Nene either. I feel like we're the three smallest ones. It
Yeah,
wouldn't make
we
any
are.
sense for me to team up with one of you guys. That'd be a big deficit to me.
I would be afraid of Nene because he's got so much energy.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
I don't know what he's
true.
like when he's
He'd be
angry
like
because
a
I've never
flying
seen him
squirrel.
angry.
That's how I would make him describe him.
Nene would be like live streaming it at the
He
same
would be.
Yes, that's
He
right.
would be.
Uh-huh.
He'd have one hand on the phone, and the other hand he'd be swinging like a crazy person.
And he could still beat you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say, I feel like that could have, Nene might have already done that, but I don't know if he has the temperament
No.
to fight. He's too happy.
Well, listen, we don't have to fight. I mean, these are just, they're saying again, football, soccer supporters.
Yeah.
But they want to, but we don't need to.
No, it's all love. It's all love here at Radio U.
Well, it's just eye rolling.
Yes.
We're in the
Passive
middle.
aggressive. We're not that aggressive.
Exactly.
We're not fighting, but we're not love. It's just right in
Yes.
between.
With tolerance.
Yes, I love that.
There are two types of people in this world, and Hudson has a problem with both. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
You know what's coming up?
What?
Friday the 13th.
Is that? Oh, I was like, it's not tomorrow, is it?
No, it is not. It's 2 weeks away.
Oh, okay.
Friday, May 13th, but I've got to, you've got to plan ahead.
You do.
You know what happens a lot on Friday the 13th?
Mayhem,
Well, yes, of course.
murder, free deals.
Bad luck.
Bad
yeah,
luck.
but let's talk about the free stuff.
Okay.
It's customary for many tattoo shops I've heard, I've never gotten a tattoo, so I don't know, but I've heard that on Friday the 13th, oftentimes they will offer free tattoos if they include the number 13 in some way. Well, we've got one place in Richmond, Virginia that's trying a little different spin on that.
Is this the Duke's Mayo?
That is correct. So on Friday, May 13th in Richmond, Virginia at Yellow Birds Tattoos on Main Street, they are offering free tattoos that include Duke's Mayo.
Which is, I don't know if it's a regional thing, but I mean, I didn't know of the name Duke's Mayonnaise until talking about something. It's got a quirky following.
Yeah. Some people are really passionate about their mayo in the South, it seems. And of course,
And Duke's is the one you choose.
This Duke's has an especially passionate following. In fact, their brand manager of Mayhem, that's that actual title, Rebecca Lupesco, she says Duke's is a cult brand due to consumers' extreme passion for it, from using the jars as wedding centerpieces to urns and tattoos.
Well, that takes a turn from the urn.
Yeah,
to
right.
the tattaoo, but they're saying that
when I die,
you
put
wanna
me
be
in
in
a
an
Duke's
urn?
Mayo urn.
All right,
yes,
I'll
please.
remember that.
I
Please
don't even
write-
think I've ever had. I don't know if I've had Dukes or not.
Remember, we should prepare for when death comes. So you should put that in your will or something. I don't want your family fighting over if I step up and say, no, he wanted to be in a mayonnaise jar.
Record this and play it back for them.
So if you want a Duke's Mayonnaise, a free mayo-themed tattoo, you need to make an appointment ahead of time. Those will have priority, but it's from noon until 8, and you can choose from small and medium-sized ones.
I'm seeing some of the options that they've posted are these ones that people have already gotten before.
Yes,
There's
they
like
probably do it every year.
a cowboy riding a jar of
Duke's mayonnaise?
Mayo.
Oh, they go all out, guys.
Man, I've shared my stance on tattoos that I just don't think there's anything I like enough to want to tattoo it to my body for the rest of my life. But the cowboy on the mayo jar, I mean, it's tempting.
Sometimes
How can
when
you
you-
not be tempted by that?
Sometimes when you start getting more and more and more, it doesn't matter really what you're picking at that point.
Yeah,
You're
you just want something.
You're filling space.
I don't know. There's a lot of empty space around these tattoos.
You're just not seeing it. It's small and medium-sized tattoos only that are pre-drawn. So I think either they have ones that are like they're already prepared.
Yeah. Well,
so you can't go in and say and like want a really big, like you can't get your whole sleeve of mayonnaise tattoos.
Yeah, that would take a long time too. So something to look forward to on Friday the 13th. One of the great deals. I wonder if they're giving away free mayo there too when you get your tattoo.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You do
if
like a mayo shot or something?
You got a free jar of mayonnaise
Yeah.
with your trip there.
That'd make it all worth it.
I guess.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. The Riot, Radio U.
Isaiah, You've used a urinal before.
Many a times I've used a urinal.
You're a urinal expert.
An old friend, I like to call him.
I absolutely hate the word. I feel bad you guys have to use that.
You are you're in for a treat then.
Oh, it gets worse.
Because this whole story focuses on a urinal. What's the worst thing you think can happen at a urinal?
At a urinal?
Yeah.
I don't know. It breaks or something. You get water all over you. The splashback is almost the worst thing
That's what I was
possible.
going to say. The splashback, sometimes I think they need to have like a little target so that you know where to aim.
You're supposed to create your own. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what I do.
But you don't know. Every urinal is different.
Yeah, but you know where you
What
need
if
to hit.
if you tripped, can you like fall in? Or what if you just
that's
have
a
to
bad
touch
one,
it?
too.
If it's like the floor length ones.
Maybe you drop your
that could
phone in the
happen.
urinal.
That's
drop your
happened to
phone in
me.
there. You knew have not dropped your phone
I
in the
have
urinal.
too. Yeah, it was years
Really?
ago. I have. Yeah.
Did you go barehanded? How did you go about getting that
yeah,
back?
it's a urinal. It's not a toilet.
Had you
so.
already went to the restroom, or was this prior to pee?
Hudson,
It was.
You just said a urinal. It's not a toilet. I think it is.
It is a toilet.
but a toilet is like got standing water in there.
I was pretty close.
The urinal, a lot of times,
Just covered in pee. There's
it's
no water.
It's only pee.
It's
There's no
only
water
pee.
at all.
You're
But it has that
right.
little pad. The toilets don't have the little pad.
with the mint in there.
yeah.
You ever
It
enjoyed
makes
the
it
mint?
clean. It keeps it clean.
Oh, I can't hear it. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with the urinal?
Well, I think we just described a lot of issues, but still, it's better than the alternative.
Do you usually do open hand or do you fist when you do it? When you
flush?
When you flush, are you a fist guy or open
think I'm-
hand, maybe an elbow?
I think I'm a fist.
Shoulder
I think
lean?
I'm a urinal fister.
A urinal.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, pause on that. Let me just hear the story.
What's the story?
All right.
I do fist as well.
I've got something worse than all that we've just described. What if you're standing at the urinal, minding your own business, you're looking straight ahead because that's what you have to do, and somebody comes in, stabs you,
Stabs you?
stabs you,
Stabs you
not in the back, in the buttocks,
in the cheek.
in the cheek,
Oh no!
twice.
Oh,
Twice.
oh.
That's what
Seems a
we
little bit
have here.
egregious.
Toledo, Ohio. We have a man in his mid 40s. He was at what's the restaurant? It's not. It wasn't listed here. I don't know. It had a weird name. But we had a guy going to the bathroom at the urinal. A 41-year-old woman pops in, stabs him twice in the buttocks,
Gosh.
and flees the scene.
Yeah, so he had two visible stab wounds.
It's in his right buttock.
Well,
they
he
had to be
requires
clear.
stitches.
Yeah, there was a pretty bad stab right there. And the weird thing is, so they found out who the woman is. They found her. Her name is Shanaz Ali. It looks like
But they didn't know each other, right?
it's just a random stabbing.
Jeez.
Oh, no.
So why do you think she did it?
Maybe she saw him in the restaurant and didn't like him for some reason.
Okay.
Have one of those faces. Yeah, I understand that.
One of those butts.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
But I mean, realistically, if you were to get stabbed somewhere, the butt cheek is one of the better spots, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
flesh
yeah.
there,
You
like
think-
a lot of what do you call it? Like
Fat.
You're not
Yeah.
hitting anything vital.
no, that's
But the
if it's in the
problem is-
cheek, yeah, but
Yeah, if you're getting hit in the cheek.
But then you can't you can't sit down for a while. I think that
true.
would be a problem.
But like, I'd rather get it there like than the back. I feel like the back's a little more dangerous, you know?
you could hit a kidney.
Like, and I don't feel like it would hurt that bad too on the butt. Like, because at the same time, like there is that little padding back there. I mean, you guys know if you've been punched in the butt recently, you'd know it wouldn't hurt. It doesn't hurt that bad.
I don't want to know these things.
What if this happened? Because here, you want to know the worst thing that can happen at a urinal besides the stabbing is you walk into the bathroom, somebody's in there, and they're doing it like a child.
Pants around the ankles. I was about to say that.
Yep.
I was about to
maybe
say
she
that.
was
You'd
walking
be
by.
shocked.
The door was open.
No. He
had
She saw it with
pants
the
around the
pants around the
ankle.
ankles.
You know what?
And she's like, this guy needs to learn a lesson.
I need to teach him right now. You would be shocked the amount of times you walk in there and someone's around the ankles. And I'm like, I thought we were over this.
Yeah.
We're past
Usually
this.
I mean, what, like
On
4
the dirty
years?
floor?
Yeah.
On the dirty floor.
Usually like after you're 4 years old, you kind of figure that out. You figure
maybe
out
like 8 or 9. 8 or
okay.
9.
Okay.
Then you realize, you should just hold your pants up
I think
for the majority of the time.
Some people revert as they get older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
is what you
yeah,
might
that makes
find.
sense.
Yeah.
I guess you stop caring as much, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe you just
About
let it
your
go.
clothes.
Yeah,
They just
you
want
let
people
it
to see
go.
your butt.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing with you
it's a
guys.
thing.
Didn't know that, and I'm just so thankful for the sit-down toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't get stabbed in the butt on a sit-down
No,
toilet.
you can't. You're safe there.
It is protected.
It is a safer alternative.
You know what sucks though is like she stabbed him while he was going to the bathroom, so probably got everywhere.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh, in his
jeez.
pants. Somebody had to clean
I
that
wonder
up.
if you even got to finish going to the restroom.
Yeah, insult. I mean, you had
Do
to
you
finish,
stop
right?
then? How do you
Guys,
even cut
Insult
that
to
off?
injury.
I don't want to hear any more I wonders. That's all we got.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Why does Netflix keep raising prices? Why do they spend so much money, or what are they spending all that money on? They're spending that money on their summer release schedule. All of the movies they're putting out over the next several months.
Well,
they just
don't
put out
they-
an official list.
It was even last year too. They do like a new movie every week or something that they're pushing big.
At
and
least.
it's a lot of money, and that's why they're unhappy. But they already bought these movies,
Yeah,
so
it's
they
too
gotta
late.
do something.
It's too late. And as you can see here, if you do some quick math, they're putting out way more than a movie a week this summer. Almost 40 movies will be coming out between May, so starting next weekend, and Labor Day weekend.
There's one that I've been waiting for.
There is?
There is.
Because I was looking at this list.
If you go through the list,
Don't know.
You'll either get to it, and I'll tell you, or you can guess.
I have a guess because I've been going through it. Okay, so some of the big ones that are coming out, they've got two, not one, but two Kevin Hart movies that are going to be dropping this summer.
You must have a deal with him.
You've got Me Time, which follows Kevin Hart as a stay-at-home dad who finds himself with some me time for the first time in years.
Oh, with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, while his wife and kids are away. So that's coming out on August 26th. He also has a movie called The Man from Toronto. It's an action comedy co-starring Woody Harrelson and Kaylee Cuoco. Are any of them Canadian?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Unacceptable. I don't think they are. You make a movie called Man from Toronto.
You
better
want them to
star
be from Toronto.
somebody from at least Canada. Come on. Let's see. We also have Chris Hemsworth and Miles Teller will be in a movie called Spiderhead on June 17th.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler and Queen Latifah. Hustle. That's the basketball movie we've seen. That's going to be on June 8th. That's the one you're excited about, isn't it?
That's not it.
No,
You're getting close to
I know
it.
that's not the one.
You're getting closer.
Jamie Foxx has a movie called
That's
Day
not it.
Shift. Dakota Johnson and Henry Golding are in Persuasion. I don't even.
it.
What? That's
the
not the one I
movie.
was going to guess.
That's the one.
What is that?
You don't know what persuasion is?
It's the art of convincing somebody that to come to your side of the table.
It's a Jane Austen novel. It's my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
And there's already been many movie, TV adaptations of it. I like it even more than Pride and Prejudice.
Really?
So I might take the day off that day
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
just to watch it over and over again.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that your Netflix dollars are all going to something.
That's the only one I care about. I'll keep Netflix for that. So
See,
that's July 15th for Persuasion.
One of the bigger ones that I think they just maybe put out a trailer for. I didn't watch it, but The Gray Man, which stars Ryan Gosling, he's Canadian. He should have been in The Man from Toronto. Chris Evans is in that as well. That's July 22nd. And then, I was thinking you might go for, I don't know what it is, but Operation Mincemeat stars Colin Firth and Matthew McFadden. And I thought maybe the more of a Colin Firth movie might be up your alley.
Love Colin Firth. He was in Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, right.
And Matthew McFadden was also in the other Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, was he really? I just know
Yep.
him from Succession. I love him in Succession. So that's May 11th. That's not far away.
I feel like it's not going to be what I want it to be, but I might still just peek in on that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Jane. Operation Mincemeat doesn't sound like
It
Jane
does not
Austen,
sound
doesn't
like
it?
it.
I don't know what Jane Austen does sound like, but not Operation Mincemeat.
Go back to the Persuasion one. That's it.
So I don't know. They're putting out this whole thing, and it's like, look at the star-studded lineup. But I mean, obviously, there's no franchise properties here. We're not familiar with any of them just based off of the title, which makes it all sound like they're the type of thing that wouldn't be viable in theaters, which is why they're on Netflix. You attach one or two names to it, and then it's like, oh, it's a star-studded movie lineup. I don't know. Maybe I'm sure some of these will be fine.
Well,
but it doesn't feel so exciting if you're not a Jane Austen fan.
We'll look forward to it. And just remember, if anybody actually sees a trailer come out for the Jane Austen Persuasion,
Oh, send it Nikki's way.
send it my way, because that one I am really looking forward to.
we've done you a favor by selecting the best of the worst and compiling it all in one place. Riot Podcast, Radio U.
I have a survey here about dirty jobs. About 1,000 people were surveyed thanks to Cinch Home Services, trying to find out which jobs people are willing to do on their own that are pretty nasty versus which they refuse or have never done.
And they might hire somebody.
Sure. So of course,
or not do it.
Probably,
Or not do it at all.
All in the idea of trying to get you to go to Cinch Home Services to get you to take care of this stuff, or to get them to take care of the stuff you don't want to do. But one of the things, the most interesting thing they found in this survey is that specifically for those in the Generation Z age range, the Zoomers, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
It says more than a third will not pick up their dog's poop. More than a third refuse to pick up their dog poop.
Oh, you're in a study. You're in a survey.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, they should have asked me if I pick up mine or not.
Yeah.
Because
Which group would you be in?
see, like 2 weeks ago, I would have been in the never pick up poop. Now I am in the group of I am starting to pick up poop.
Well, that's only because it's getting warmer and you want to spend time outside. Otherwise, you still wouldn't pick up Jim's
Yeah.
Oh, if it was the winter time,
Yeah.
I wasn't outside at all. It's just back there.
Yeah.
It's out of sight, out of mind. But now that I want to utilize my backyard, obviously, just got that hot tub and everything. I got to get that poop out of there. Like, it smells so bad. I got to get it out. And so I just this week actually bought a pooper scooper. Just a
so
couple
you don't
days
have to
ago.
pick it up with your own hands. huh?
Precisely.
Well,
Wow.
I want us to know the actual full details, though.
Okay.
Are you throwing it away like in the trash can, or are you throwing it in the
Yeah.
neighbor's backyard
See,
still?
it's not that I'm throwing it in the neighbor's backyard. The neighbor has a backyard, and then there's like a forest along his little back. So I'm not throwing it in his yard.
Is the
understand.
forest in his yard?
It is not in his.
Is it his property?
It is his property.
Okay, then you're throwing it in his yard.
But that's not his yard,
It
though.
is his
If I
yard.
threw it on his roof, I wouldn't be throwing it on his yard. If I
Okay,
threw it on
fine.
his,
You're throwing it on your neighbor's
his
property,
forest.
though.
I want to tell
his
you,
forest.
Isaiah, you are picking up dog poop now, but you're not doing the whole thing.
yeah, well, I can't do the whole. I'm not all at once, all right? It's one step at a time, okay?
The
it's
funny
one
thing
step
was,
at a time.
Isaiah was telling us off the air because he's got his new hot tub. He's trying to get the yard and his outdoors all prepared so that you can spend time outdoors. And that involved yesterday hours and hours of yard cleanup, a lot of which involved you picking up your dog poop.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
And I want to let you know that if you just like many people just picked up the dog poop as it happened,
You were working
wouldn't have-
on that.
You wouldn't have had an hours long adventure
I just
yesterday.
bought this pooper scooper. Like, I'm
Don't
ready to
scare
roll now.
him. Let him grow. Let him learn.
Yeah.
Let him try.
I don't blame you for not picking it up during the winter, though. Lots of people do that. But,
Yeah.
but you say you never picked it up before. Does that mean, like, if you took your dog for a walk or out to the dog park, like, what would you do?
Oh, no.
You
If I'm
picked
at
it
the
up
dog
then.
park, I'm not
you
a wild animal.
You have picked it
I
up.
have picked up poop before, yes. But in
not
my
at home.
Just not regularly at your house.
just not regularly at my house. But now I am. I am now. It's a
All
clean
right.
backyard.
You're a
We're
new
good.
man. You're ready to move on from Gen Z to be a millennial.
Yes,
Because you're kind of
precisely.
on the fringe anyways.
Yeah.
Well, here's some other stuff that we actually, I don't think any of us do, but they're saying these are other house stuff, or like if you have a place to stay. Who cleans their chimney? That's 15%.
no.
I would
Cleaning
have no
out-
idea how to do that on my own.
I
you don't know how
even
to sweep a chimney?
I know that my parents used to have birds that would live in the chimney. You had to put
Oh.
a cap on it.
See, I think mine's like a faux one because you just turn the switch. So I don't think it works the same way. Let's see, cleaning out pest traps, cleaning out the gutters, getting rid of.
I need to clean my gutters. I need a RadioU ladder to borrow.
You can
but they're
take
too
it.
big to get on my roof. I need one that's too big to fit in my car, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
They say getting rid of, like, if you find a dead animal, and then they also bring up if not just if you have a dog, but do you clean up after your cat if you have a litter box?
Well, what's the alternative?
Your cat
You can't just leave the litter box forever, right?
It's just how long are you leaving it?
I always left it too long when it was my responsibility as a child.
The litter box?
Yeah.
I bet that's pretty easy, don't you?
It is.
You just
It's
scoop
not.
in there and toss it. And
You
Yeah,
like-
it's
think
also
so?
easy to just leave it, just like with dog
yes.
poop.
But it's inside the house.
You just leave it until the cat goes and pees on the carpet, and then you're like, all right, I guess I better do the cat
Sorry.
box.
I think from this study, it finds that we're all just lazy.
Yeah.
I have one last question because I wanted to know. They also said that for 1 in 4 people that are in Gen Z, they've never cleaned a toilet. Have you cleaned a toilet?
I cleaned. Oh my goodness, yes.
How often?
How regularly? If you walked into my house and you saw my bathroom, you wouldn't be like, I need to leave. You'd be like, oh, this is a nice little place you have in here.
He takes care of that.
All right, well, that's good to know. I'll be testing it out.
Yeah, you test it whenever you want. It's ready.
Would Hudson and Nikki's celebrity couple nickname be Hucky or Nidson? It's a good thing they aren't together. The Riot, Radio U.
All right, Nikki, stop me when this sounds horrible to you.
Yeah, sure.
Pete Davidson. You're not going to stop?
We're getting close.
Okay.
We're getting very close. I'm trying to be respectful.
Okay.
By
All right, you're
maybe
giving him a chance.
Giving him a chance to hear it out.
All right. So a lot of people wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
but you,
I'm trying.
That's big of you. Okay. So Pete Davidson, he's getting his own TV series.
Okay.
It's called Bupkis.
All right.
It's based off of his life. But it's not. But it's a fictionalized, dramatized. But it's comedy. But
it's just a take on it.
Yeah, it's just a take on his life. So exaggerated a bit. And it is going to be coming to Peacock.
Stop.
That's what does it. The Peacock
does it. That's it.
Yeah.
Stop it now.
Pete Davidson will, of course, it's based off of his life, but he is actually going to star in the show. He's also a writer for the show with a few other people that we probably haven't heard of. And we don't know when that will be debuting, but they say in the reporting that the series, it has been developed. It's been on the market since last month, and Peacock acquired it. They say in a competitive situation.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Who sent that out?
I think Peacock did.
Yeah, right. We really had to fight off Netflix. You know what? Netflix probably would have taken it too. But the other one. So
I just assume because, he's a part. I think he's still a part of SNL.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So
I believe that he is.
I would assume that it would just stick with a Peacock NBC.
They also say in the article, in the reporting here, they say he's best known for his time on, for being on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if that's true. I think he's best known now for dating Kim Kardashian and Ariana Grande, don't you think?
I think he's best known for his relationships.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean.
And I think that's why if I was on SNL, I'd be a tiny bit annoyed because it kind of overshadows when he does something. But they say Lorne Michaels and other SNL individuals will be executive producing the show.
And then it goes on to list all of the other movies he's been in, which is just, a murderer's row of movies that nobody really cares about. So.
Maybe not the most memorable ones.
A track record of success, to say the least.
Row? That's a harsh way to say that.
What do you mean?
It's just harsh.
Yeah. So Pete Davidson, he's getting his own. Some people have to be excited, right? There has to be some people that enjoy Pete Davidson a lot.
Yes, him, Pete Davidson.
What do you...
Himself, he owns. Yeah. He's happy
and Kim Kardashian.
And Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Everybody else, I feel like Jeff Bezos, right? He wanted to invite him to space.
I'm sure.
So maybe that'll work out one day.
I have decided when it comes to networks creating these TV shows, I want to be supportive, as in if you want to make it, go ahead and make it. Probably not going to watch it, but that doesn't matter.
Especially when it's on one of the few services that we don't pay for.
We don't do.
Yeah, they're not spending our money on Pete Davidson's show, so on Bupkis.
Peacock needs shows too.
Yeah.
Why are Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah always eating on the show? The more we feed them, the less they talk. The Riot. Radio U.
It's National Superhero Day.
Oh, I didn't know that today.
Wow.
Yeah, National Superhero Day. What are you guys doing to celebrate?
Superhero stuff? Isaiah, do you have any plans?
What do you mean?
No, not really. I watched Moon Knight last night.
You did? Are you caught up?
Yes, I'm caught up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got to catch up. That's what I was going to say I might do. And Nikki, obviously, he's going to watch the Batman.
It's still on my to-do list.
Well, what better day than today? National Superhero Day.
3 hours long. Come on.
So
it's a lot of time.
It's National Superhero Day, so you block out the time. You got to celebrate somehow.
You're right.
You have no excuse. So on National Superhero Day, which superpower would you guys like to have?
Well, that's a good question.
See, I think if I had to pick a superhero power, if I had to pick a power, I would pick being able to stop time.
You think
Stop
so?
time?
Yeah, stop time would be mine.
How long would you stop it for?
Oh, as long as I want, baby.
So you could still do stuff?
I could still do something. I know I would use it every single day because I would wake up and I would immediately stop time, and I would go back to sleep. And I would lay there for as long as I like, and then I would come here every single day like on a rocket ship. I'd be feeling so good in the mornings. And then middle of the show, I stop time. I walk over to Hudson. I put his finger in his nose. I sit back down on my seat. I start time. I call him out on air for picking his nose live. There's so many things you could use it for.
You don't have to stop time to do that.
Yeah.
You can put my finger in my nose anytime you want.
And it sounds like you really thought that one through, which is scary and shocking.
You can use it so much. You know, that's always been mine.
What if you were, like, are you able to unstop time while you're asleep?
What do you mean?
What if you fall asleep and time is stopped and you never... And I don't know. I guess
I'll wake back up at some point.
I guess you would wake up at some
And then when I wake up and I'm ready to roll, I'll start it up again.
I don't want to be the one to have to wake you up.
Yeah, I'll never be late for anything. If I'm going to be late for work, I'll just stop time in the middle of my commute. I'll get here on time every day. I'll leave whenever I want. It'll be perfect.
This really does wrap around the fact that you're not getting anywhere on time.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it concern you that if you stopped time and you did that continually, then you would die, even though, like, you would die at a regular age, like let's say you died at 80. If you stop time, so much of those 80 years you wouldn't live out. So you'd live like 80 years and 40 years.
That's not how it works with Adam Sandler and Click, all right? He lived his whole life, all right?
Oh, that's why he's thinking about
That's
it.
exactly. Okay. Nikki, you got one?
I think I would like to just be able to fly or kind of like teleport to different places.
I knew she was going to say fly.
Yeah.
I knew she was going to say fly. That's
Dude,
a good one.
I want a vacation, but I don't want to travel there. I just want to be there. And then imagine you just go home. Gas prices mean nothing.
That's
anymore.
a good point.
Man.
That's a good point.
I'd have to pay car insurance. Like, I think that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
See, you say fly. It is weird because it feels like you never leave the state. So,
hey, you know what? If she could, if she could teleport,
you'd be leaving the state
then
all the time.
after work every day, she'd be like, you know what? Maybe I go to Hawaii. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then she teleports to Hawaii, teleport back.
Look at Hudson jujudging my vacations.
It's kind of cold out today. Maybe I should head down south for an hour or so.
You know, I used to travel a lot.
Yeah.
Well, Hudson, do you have one?
I think it would be super speed. So it'd be kind of almost a combo of your guys. Because if you watch like the Flash or Quicksilver in the X-Men and Marvel movies, they run so fast, right? That time essentially stops for everybody, but then you can do whatever you want. And that would be efficient. I would enjoy that because I could get stuff done. If I had super speed, I could do what Nikki wants to do, just get wherever I want to go.
Travel out of state.
Yeah, travel out of state, which I am known for doing. Out of country even. and all that. What the pause I have is that in the movies, they make it seem like that's just, it doesn't tax them in any way. They're just like running around and super speed, and it's not, I feel like it'd be exhausting. So I would also like that power to include the not be worn out by all the super speed running.
That's an interesting choice for you because for your job, like you spend the majority of the day sitting down. And I don't know you as much of a runner either. And so for you to have super speed, that's a pretty interesting one.
Wouldn't you run if you had the super speed?
I would run.
Exactly.
Because remember, if you're late, you have to hurry.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, if you guys have something for National Superhero Day, I know ours seem like the best ideas, right? But if you guys have any other superhero powers that you would want, text at 8772 RadioU, and you can let us know what you would choose instead.
The Riot promise is that they'll always have an opinion on everything they talk about. But that doesn't mean any of their opinions will make sense. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Did you ever watch The Walking Dead? We talk about it enough. I should know.
I watched the first season.
And that was it?
Then that was it.
It was too much for you?
Well, I remember, didn't it split off? And like, it was probably one of those shows where it was a while to come back and they would do like half seasons. And
I don't even know. I watched like the first, say 5 or 6 seasons, but I was late to it. So I watched the first 3 all together on I got them from the library.
Wow.
Yeah, and I watched it, and it took me a surprisingly short amount of time because I was just blowing through because I was so hooked, and then it started to suck.
I'm the sort of TV watcher. I like one season, and then I really prefer the show to just end. Because when they keep going for years and years and years, the characters change too much, and it's just, we just should have ended it.
Yeah, well, not to get too far, this is going to be very far off of Walking Dead, but I learned recently, because you like a lot of UK shows, as I do as well, and for the UK shows, they do what you're talking about. Usually they only make a couple seasons, and that's it. And I learned that's because in the UK, there's no syndication. That's not a thing.
So they don't have to keep
So they don't have to get to 100
going.
episodes to start to get it somewhere else.
Oh, I wonder.
And so there's no money in making a show that just continues on forever.
That makes so much sense. I watch more Korean shows, 16 or 12 episodes.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Very
it's a better way to do
rare
things.
to get another season. It just, the show's done.
In the United States, it is incentivized to just make a good season or two and then a bunch of seasons of crap just so that you can get to the 100 episode syndication number. Anyways, so that's what they definitely have done with The Walking Dead. And then not only satisfied with just making The Walking Dead show, they've, of course, made several spinoffs and have more to come. One of them was going to be focused on Carol and Daryl.
I at least know the Daryl character.
The Daryl and Carol are the only two characters that have been on the show since season 1 all the way through to wherever it is now, whatever season it's on, the final season. And they were going to get their own show continuing on. The show is still happening, but it will no longer include Carol. Melissa McBride, the actress who portrays Carol in the show, she is out.
Uh-oh.
She's done not doing the Carol and Daryl, so now it's just Daryl and Daryl.
Now,
Daryl himself and I.
So what they're saying, though, is it's not like they don't like each other sort of thing anymore.
I don't know. Maybe she's just tired of doing it after all this time.
That is staying true
just
to
something
a
she
character.
not really cares about.
But
So
they're saying that she can't, schedule-wise, because they'll film in Europe, that she can't make the schedule work.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that deep down you would have.
yeah, right. If you really care.
If you wanted to, like, that seems like that's an important role. But
Yeah.
So now to just be solely focused on Daryl for the spinoff.
So it is still happening, which is it's amazing how many seasons, especially that actor Norman Reedus. He's done other stuff, of course, and like stuff that he is obviously less well known for, but still he's had success otherwise. Sometimes it's just like you really just want to do this one character and that's your career for the rest of your life. That was what it feels like for him right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who wants to judge? But aren't you tired of making crappy Walking Dead stuff and ready to move on to something more exciting?
If it pays well, then maybe you're not.
That's right.
And Daryl, you're welcome as a character if you want it to be the Daryl Nikki Walking Dead. I'm sure I can jump into the role.
You'll take it?
I could do that.
You want to relocate to Europe, though?
Just for a season.
That might be logistically untenable, as it was for Melissa McBride.
And I'm so tired. You won't have to do a lot of makeup stuff. I'm sure I look pretty exhausted.
You already look like a zombie?
No, not like a zombie.
Come on.
Be
nice to yourself.
In a world
a walker?
I'm not a walker. I'd be looking like I was in a world of walkers, and I'm tired of it all.
There you go.
So I can put off
You'd
that.
fit right in, sure.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at radiou.com/donate.